And so again, knowing your audience, if I ask you who's your audience and you say everyone, the answer is you're wrong. So pick an audience. Typically, depending on who you're going for, it's going to be one audience. Like I said, our Instagram, I think, is fairly unique. But if you look on YouTube, we have the Whissel Way YouTube channel, which is our audience is real estate agents. So we'll post stuff over and over, like scripting tips and how to farm, our podcasts, videos like this, things that you as a real estate agent care about, but the consumer gives no shits about. Correct. If I showed them a video on how to farm, they'd be like, I don't want to buy a farm.
Hey guys, welcome to the Whissel Way Podcast. I'm going to be your host today, Tom Conyers, me, and
I'm your co-host, Bryan Koci, the
go.
Director of Media here at Whissel Realty Group. Tom, what is the Whissel Way Podcast?
What is the Whissel Way Podcast? Well, the Whissel Way Podcast is a great podcast for tips and tricks for agents that are learning to kill it in their business.
Exactly.
Exactly. If you like what you hear today, then make sure to smash that subscribe and like button on YouTube, or if you're listening on some audio listening device, maybe subscribe or leave a review or comment, so it helps us up in the rankings, and so other agents can learn how to kill it in their business.
And if you hear something that you like in this, tell us in the comments, or again, share it with a friend of yours, so that way sharing is caring. If you can,
and then they share it with a friend, and then they share it with a friend, and then we take over the world.
And the pyramid expands. I love it.
Yes.
So, like I said, I'm Bryan Koci. I'm Director of Media here at Whissel Realty Group. Obviously, Tom is sitting in for Kyle Whissel. Tom is my right hand here in the media department, and kind of helps do a lot of what I did before I kind of moved up to the director spot. And so Tom is also our podcast producer. He is now sitting in here doing both roles, as you can see on YouTube. Switch the camera, good. You can see he's got the iPad there doing the camera switching live while we're doing the talk.
I just left a board over there and said, good luck to our audio.
So if I start screaming, it's going to really fuck it up. Cool.
Too bad.
Okay, you know what to do. More information about us, you can go to thewhisselway.com. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our Facebook group, join our newsletter, join our referral network, because people are always leaving California. Learn more about the Media Mayor Mastermind course, where you can learn everything that we know about video, not only that Kyle and I know, but our knowledge that has grown with Tom, with Chad, who was on a previous episode. He's another photographer, and Cedric, who's one of our VAs. We tell you everything we know there in a nice, concise format. And if you have a question you want answered, you can go there as well. Scroll to the bottom. You can fill out that form, and we'll answer your question on something here like the podcast.
Yeah.
So, Tom, what are we talking about today?
All right. So, New Year's coming up.
Unless you're listening to this after the New Year.
Unless you're listening to that after New Year, but still, I think it will be relevant. But I think one of the goals that we discussed early in the year was we need to be better with our social media posting and be more consistent, more, I don't want to say organic, but more, it was becoming very methodical, like, hey, new listing.
Very stale.
Here's our, it wasn't as engaging to an audience. So it was one of our things that I think we set out to do for. And I think we were getting there. I think we started crushing, especially the later part of the year. Once Chad got on, we started doing our media days and taking pictures and things like that. So I think going into the year, or just if you're thinking about like, hey, how do I engage better with my audience? I think social media is the way to do it. So today's topic is social media. What is it?
Yeah, it's Facebook.
Facebook.
Thank you. So our widget, I'm just kidding. And I would like to add to that a little bit. I created a deck, and we'll do a link in the show notes of exactly this here, so you can get more information on it. But our agents as well wanted a little bit more information of exactly how they can utilize social media. So obviously we got a 4-person media team as it stands right now. That'll change here pretty soon to 5 or 6. So social media is kind of what we do in addition to the content creation. But agents said, hey, how do I create a more engaging social media experience? And so first thing I did is I go to our Tom Ferry ecosystem, and I saw what they provided. And Jason Pantana, a good friend of mine, created a great calendar He calls it his Insta to everywhere. And if you're a Tom Ferry member and you search in their group, you'll find his deck of his program. And I thought that was great, but it was a little overwhelming for some of our agents. So what I did is what I recommend you do is print out a blank 1 week calendar. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Just print it out and we can go through this. You can actually go through it right now if you want as we go through the podcast of what you're going to do each day. And I told our agents, look, if you're doing nothing now, bare minimum, pick a day and do something. Hey, every Friday I'm going to do a Instagram post. Every Tuesday I'm going to do a story. Every Saturday I'm going to post a YouTube video. Whatever it is, start small and then grow from it because you can always add on, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like working out. You don't want to work out 5 days a week if you've never worked out because you're going to burn yourself out. But if you're working 2 to 3 times a week consistently, then you build yourself up to posting 1 to 5 times a week.
Cool. That's great. That's a great example.
Yeah.
So I'm going to kind of go through my deck here a little bit because I think it's beneficial. I think you guys will like it. So the first thing is, and this we had to figure out on ours as well, is, what's the goal of social media? So Tom, when you're thinking as an agent, what is the goal of their social media account?
I guess get those leads. I mean, if you get the leads, follow us, be top of mind.
Good.
Don't be a secret agent.
Good. He's kind of freaking out here because I've got all the answers.
He does got all the answers. Now I'm just spitballing. Yeah, I would just say to be personal, be a person is my biggest thing with social media. I try to tell a lot of people, especially our agents, especially this day and age, people can spot phony.
Yeah.
So if you're putting on a face and being like, oh, I'm blah, 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 and not being genuine, it's not going to be as great. So being genuine, being who you are is going to end up getting you what you want. Those leads, those clients, the recommendations, and all that stuff from your friends and sphere. Yeah.
So I have build, know, like, and trust and stay top of mind. So yeah, being a real person, being someone someone can relate to, wants to work with. This is how you're going to beat Zillow, right?
Yep.
They have a better website than you do.
Yeah, you can't go toe to toe with Zillow.
I mean, they just do. Sorry. I know Kyle will be like, Redfin's better. Okay. They have a better website than you do too. Like they just do. Mm-hmm. So trying to compete with them toe to toe on tech, or trying to compete with them toe to toe on advertising budgets when they're doing Super Bowl ads and TV ads and Hulu ads, like you're not going to be able to compete there. But where you can compete and where you can beat them is you can be a person with feelings, a person that's going through things that they're going through, a single mom struggling with their kids and selling houses. People can relate to that, right? A father of 2, trying to do this while they're doing that. People can relate to that. So that's how you build that know, like, and trust, is you introduce them to who you are, and then you stay top of mind because you're constantly in their feed. And then I also have a thing called the 4 E's of creating kick-ass social media content, which I stole this from someone. I don't remember who. Shit, it was really good.
It's ours now. That's how that works.
And then it said engage, empower, entertain, and educate. I didn't know those in the wrong order. But educate, teach them something. Mm-hmm. Engage, have a conversation. Entertain. I mean, people watch Snapchat or TikTok more than TV, I feel like, nowadays. And engage. Converse with them.
Those are the 4 E's.
Shit. Empower is one of them.
Empower. I was like, I think we only have 3. Yeah. One more time.
Educate, empower, entertain, engage. Those 4.
Okay.
I'll have to find who said that because it's really good.
That is really good. And so like that is, if you're sitting there trying to think of when we start filling out this calendar of like, okay, I don't even know what to post, because I feel like that's a common hurdle I hear a lot from agents. Like, okay, I want to post, but I never know what to post. The 4 E's.
Yeah.
If it falls in one of those categories, do it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yep.
And then next I have is kind of best practices for social media. And this, you kind of fed into this as well. You talked about being a human. That's my number 3. But number 1 is, I said, know your audience. And this is where I think we have gotten much, much better with especially our Instagram than we were a year ago. Because our audience was we used Instagram at that point as kind of just a place to put all our shit.
Yeah.
Right? And so we have different Facebook pages, different Facebook groups for different audience, YouTube shows for different audiences. And so with our Instagram, we actually, what's kind of unique about it is I wanted to make it work for both consumers and agents. So I wanted to show the public as a whole who Whissel Realty is, what it's like to work with us, whether you're working side by side as a partner or on the other end as a client, what it's like to really work with us. So really showing that culture, really doing a lot of that educating, and showing who we are, what we do, and building that know, like, and trust, which has been great for not only getting building our reputations with our customers, but also getting a lot of inbound people looking to join the team. Mm-hmm. Anything to add to that?
Yeah, no, I think you kind of nailed it. Like, I think we're going to get into it a little bit later, but having that personal and business kind of balance.
Yeah. And so again, knowing your audience, if I ask you who's your audience and you say everyone, the answer is you're wrong. So pick an audience. Typically, depending on who you're going for, it's going to be one audience. Like I said, our Instagram, I think, is fairly unique. But if you look on YouTube, we have the Whissel Way YouTube channel, which is our audience is real estate agents. So we'll post stuff over and over, like scripting tips and how to farm, our podcasts, videos like this, things that you as a real estate agent care about, but the consumer gives no shits about. Correct. If I showed them a video on how to farm, they'd be like, I don't want to buy a farm, right? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah.
So know your audience. We have Whissel Realty Group as another channel, and that has our buyer tips, seller tips, market updates, things that they care about that you don't care about. Again, think about it. If I kept showing you 3 ways to get your home prepped for the holidays or prepped for a photo shoot, the 6 things not to do when selling your home, you're not going to watch that. You don't care. You already know that. So know your audience and don't put all of your stuff on one thing. Cool.
I think Kyle does a really good job with that. If you go to Kyle at Kyle Whissel, look, I'm plugging your Instagram
at Kyle
right
Whissel.
At Kyle Whissel, Kyle. He does a really good job of posting his personal life, business tips to agents. And I mean, he somehow balances all three, because I think he also does really good tips to consumers as well. But he does a really good job of finding that good balance and not needing like a personal business and a personal.
Yeah, and so I think Instagram and Facebook you can do that on. Mm-hmm. YouTube, no. TikTok, probably not.
No, because those, I don't want to go into too much in the weeds.
Anyways.
But yeah, because those sites very much people are coming to your site to find that certain kind of data, and if you hit them with different things, they're going to leave.
So anyways, long story short, know your audience. And if you want to post something that doesn't really hit your audience, will it turn your audience off? And if so, don't post that. Know your platform. This is also kind of, we talked about a little bit here, but a video is not a video is not a video is not a video. So if you have a video and your goal is to post on YouTube, a YouTube video is, I think, about as different as can be than a TikTok video.
Yeah. YouTube
is horizontal, TikTok is vertical. YouTube is long, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. TikTok is shorter the better. YouTube typically is more highly produced. TikTok is typically less produced.
We can get into the weeds with that too, because you have now the introduction of YouTube Shorts. There's a whole debate of watch time versus
click-through rate.
There was a really good term I really liked, but yeah, we can go more into that if that's something you're interested in. But
go to the whisselway.com and ask that question. We'll do it then.
Into it. I've been doing a lot of reading into it because I'm curious about it. But yeah, knowing your platform, don't go to TikTok and try to upload a 10-minute video broken up into 4 different things.
They will hate you.
Yeah.
So know your audience. 2, know your platform. 3, be multidimensional. We already talked about that. Be a human, right? 4 is engage. This one seems very easy, but it gets missed often. If someone comments on your stuff, comment back. Simple as that. Give the best way to respond is, Kyle calls it what? Answer and ask.
Yeah.
Hey, this is a great video. Thanks so much, Terry. What was your favorite part? Or thanks so much, Bob. Are you thinking about moving to San Diego? Or thanks so much, Sally. What have you ordered from this restaurant? Right? And acknowledge and ask to start building that communication. If I asked Tom a question and he just stared at me and looked and said nothing, so Tom, what's your favorite? Or, hey, Tom, this was great. Thanks. What's the address? It's fucking awkward.
It's really weird.
So like if someone asks you a question or if they comment on your stuff, engage with them. It sounds simple. That's going to be the biggest way to build that know, like, and trust. And the opposite is that's the easiest way to lose it.
Yeah. And I also would add to that, trolls, they're out there. It's the internet. Kyle does a really good job. He kills them with kindness or hits them with facts. If you ever read, like, if we ever have a troll. So that's a good way. If you're, even the trolls comment back, but like, don't feed into it. Hit them with the kindness or hit them with the facts and just kind of.
Sometimes he gets a little bit lippy, but that's fine. That's Kyle.
Yeah.
And then the last one I said is content is better than no content.
Yeah.
Putting something out there. Again, make sure you know that you follow the first 4 as well. Make sure it hits your audience. Make sure it's right for the platform. But putting stuff out there, John Cheplack says this all the time. My shitty video will outperform your non-existent video 1,000% of the time.
Yeah, because it gets better over time. Everyone starts at 0.
I mean, if I do a video and gets 3 views, and you don't do a video, which one of us got more views? I did, 100%.
Best saying, favorite saying. The best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The second best time is today.
Mm-hmm.
So just start posting.
Yep. I don't want to get too much into the platforms as we're going through here, but I do want to kind of talk a little bit about, we talked about the 4 E's for the types of content. And then Tom kind of planted the seed about this earlier. But also, again, being multidimensional, being a human, make sure your feed isn't just listed, just sold, just listed, just sold, just sold, just sold, just listed, just sold, right? Make sure it's not just videos of your agents or the same market update once a week over and over. Include other things. So, yes, business posts, and I'll rattle off a bunch of them here real quick, that are good to include to make sure that you're showing that you're a well-known, trusted real estate agent. Things like just listed, just sold, open houses, stories of your experiences, the unique selling propositions that you or your brokerage or your team offers to clients, buyer or seller advice, market updates, Q&As, neighborhood or community guides, tips and tricks, and infographics. Those are all great things to show that you are a trusted business associate.
Mm-hmm.
But if only you post that, you turn from a trusted business associate to a spam bot. And this is why when everyone says, oh, I want to outsource my social media, and then 6 months later they go, well, it was shit. They were just posting the same infographics and, well, yeah, because they're not you. Gary Vee said something once that was really, that really stuck with me, is he says you can't outsource your social media just like you can't outsource a six-pack. If you want six-pack abs, you have to do the work. If you want to be known as the local, trusted, knowledgeable member, you've got to get some out there. You got to put your own stuff out there. I can't tell the story of Kyle going to a client's house and what happened because I wasn't there. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Kyle's got to tell that story. So there's business posts, but also sprinkle in, or maybe on the opposite side, sprinkle in the business post, but really show who you are as a person, right? So your brand is, what's your voice? What's your mind? What's your heart? What's your face? Like, show that. Show selfies and show stories and tell what you love and tell what you hate and tell what you're passionate about, right? That's going to tell the story of who you are as a person. And then Kyle has 4 F's, and there's another one I forget. Maybe you can help me remember.
Sure.
Family, fashion, fitness, and fun. Food. As soon as I said it, I'm like, fuck, it's food.
As literally, we have a whole channel based on that?
Yeah, the one I didn't include. So food. So again, show photos of your family, of your, maybe if it's your clients, your friends, show photos of fashion. Obviously, if you go on Instagram, there's going to be a ton of fashion photos. Mm-hmm. And this could be, it could be photo shoots of you at listings. We do that once a month for our agents. It could be, literally, we have agents that they love fashion. So they'll take a photo of their shoes and say, it's really excited I bought these new shoes. Like, you can intersperse this, right?
Be personable.
Yeah. Fun, show you going out and doing fun things or posting about fun things to do. Fitness.
Like to work out. Kyle always posts about his Peloton. Never miss a Monday.
Never miss a Monday.
Never miss a Monday.
And then food. I mean, that one's the one that always people used to make fun of it, but we literally built our career on it. Food shows.
Yeah. I mean, people love to eat.
And then this one I think is super, super solid, but your successes and your failures. Tell the story of how you got the client the house and they moved in and now they're planning their family and yay. But also tell the story of how you got fired because you did something, or tell the story of you showed up to the interview on the wrong date, or, you know, I always like to, if you're going to say a failure, kind of how you can turn it around. So don't be like, hey, I got fired because I never answered my phone.
Yeah, I have a teaching moment.
Yeah. So like, hey, I got fired and I deserved it. This guy, I didn't answer his phone calls. He was blowing me up. Now I have this guarantee that I will return phone calls within 24 hours, or I will give you $500. Well, look at that. That's a failure that you've turned into a teaching moment. I love that.
Cool. Did you have anything else? Because I think we kind of teased at the beginning of kind of doing like a mock calendar.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to do like a quick exercise to kind of show you. So say you have your blank calendar in front of you. I'll use me as an example. So say I wanted to start a YouTube series, which I've had wanted to do, I think ever since I've started here. I've had like 3 different ideas. We'll do Tom Cook's Internet. So say with Tom Cook's Internet, I'm like, okay, perfect. Monday, I'll share a personal photo of me at a restaurant eating somewhere locally, being like, hey, check out this new place I just ate. Boom, perfect. So that's my personable. I'm out doing something fun.
And you can post that on Instagram and Facebook.
Right. So that's a picture. That's me going live. That's a story. Let's say Wednesday, I do a live of, like, say I'm prepping to film an episode of something, and I learn a cool fact about the dish I'm making. Like, oh, hey guys, I'm making carbonara. This is a really cool dish made with blah, 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 originated, like, and this is just me live engaging with an audience. Engaging.
I had to do it to you because Kyle does to me 100% of the time.
So that's me going live. That's me engaging with audience members. And that's me not empowering, but educating.
Yep.
And then say Thursday, my new episode goes live.
Yep.
And it's like, cool, carbonara. That's me sharing a link. That's me going, hey, new episode, sharing a picture, things like that.
Yep. Hitting your email list. Yep.
And then Fridays, I don't know. Fridays just maybe me going live again, or sharing like an empowering thing of a cool story I heard of, like, you know, hey, I heard about this really cool chef, blah, blah, blah. Like, so my audience is people that are foodies, you know, that like local cuisine, or people that are learning how to cook. Maybe I even like do a quick cut up of my recipe in my full episode and put that on TikToks, because TikToks are short, and being like, oh, carbonara, and it's just quick cuts.
Yeah, we can put on Reels as well.
So
this is what I kind of, and again, I want you to create your own personalized one, right?
Right.
I want you to do something that works for you. And if you just heard Tom and you just pooped your pants because you're like, I can't do that much stuff. Okay, well then write down what you will do, commit to it for 90 days or 30 days, and then add to it, right?
Ooh, that should be a challenge.
We're getting to it. I'm working with Moses, who's our sales manager.
I really like that. I like the 90-day challenge.
So, but this is what I said. Okay, look, I don't want to just say, well, do it yourself. This is a simple recommendation. Go ahead and write this down if you want. But this is what I told our agents.
Perfect.
Facebook and Instagram post 3 times a week.
Okay.
I don't fucking care when you do it. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't care. 3 times a week. Facebook or Instagram stories. This I took from Jason Pantana. He says, don't have a story. So always have a story. Every 24 hours, you're going to post at least 1 story.
Okay.
Right? Facebook group interactions. So either a group that you own, a group that you're in, 3 times a week. 3 times a week, put it in your calendar, spend 10 minutes going through a Facebook group or Facebook groups and engaging with people.
I like that.
IGTV. This is just a longer video. You can use from YouTube or Facebook or whatever. IGTV, do 1 a week.
Okay.
YouTube video, 2 a month.
And one of your YouTube videos could be your IGTV.
It could be your IGTV.
Okay.
Market update, buyer tip, seller tip, neighborhood tour, whatever. A YouTube short and or reel and or TikTok. All 3 of those have the same format. All 3 of those have a very similar audience. Do that once a week.
Boom. You do one of those and upload them to all 3 if you feel overzealous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's easy. LinkedIn, once a week.
Okay. Video or just a post?
You could take one of the posts that you do on Facebook and Instagram
and just
post on LinkedIn. again, knowing your audience.
Mm-hmm.
And then do a live video, Instagram Live or Facebook Live or YouTube Live, whatever your platform of choice. Do that once a week.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like a lot, but when you write it down on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you're like, okay, well, that's 45 minutes or an hour of my time to be very engaged and social. It's not that hard.
Yeah, and the benefits do come. It's not going to be like, oh, cool, I engaged on a Facebook post and now I'm getting a bunch of referrals. But, you do that consistently for 90 days and someone goes, oh, hey, this person's been really engaging in the group. They seem really knowledgeable. Hey, like, next time someone is looking for a realtor in San Diego, I'm going to be like, oh, hey, Bryan, I got this person for you looking to shop. Like,
you have no idea how many people see your stuff because a lot of people don't comment. A lot of people will lurk.
Mm-hmm.
But literally, I hear story after story after story after story of people being like, oh, yeah, I've been following your stuff for years. Or like, hey, I saw your video on this. I'm like, why were you watching it? Like, I only watched 20 minutes. I'm like, yeah. You'll hear it over and over and over. Again, you're watching this. You've gotten through this far because you know you need to do social media. This is hopefully a quick little outline of just do this, and I guarantee you it will be good. That's a shitty guarantee.
No. If they hit you up on Instagram, can they get a copy of that
Sure.
outline?
Yeah.
So hit up Koci at
Bryan Koci.
Bryan Koci on Instagram for that outline.
At Kyle No, that's not me.
Well, I think that's a lot of info.
Yeah,
about
I think we
social
went pretty
media.
deep.
I feel like if you feel lost, don't feel lost. It just take it step by step, like I said, and Bryan said, day by day, 2 or 3 times a week, work your way up. But it'll have great fruit to bear.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So I think that's it for that. But before we wrap up, I do want to talk about our Whissel Widget of the Week. This is an item that we use that helps us make more money, which I wish. Makes us more fun. Has us make more fun. I am having a stroke. Or make us more money.
I hope you're really not, because I just laughed at it.
I know.
He's gonna
Just having
fall
a
over
stroke
his
on
chair.
camera.
Shit.
Basically, it's the widget, man. We're talking about widgets, okay? I was trying to be slick. Kyle makes it look so easy every time. I don't get it.
People ask me every time, how does he script it out? He doesn't. I don't know.
He just talks. But I guess that comes with experience and doing it day after day. He didn't. Yeah. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go
Sure,
first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So my widget this week is definitely geared towards the photographers out there as well. So if you are a real estate agent watching this, Tom's got a really good one coming up. But send this out to your photographer that you have in-house, that you use elsewhere, someone that you know that's a photographer. This is good information for them. So we have, I use, it's what it is it's a strobe for photography. And what this is this really powerful light that you can use to bring in light in different places. Now, I've used little lights for a long time. I've used big lights before as well, but they have these big battery packs and they're really bulky. The ones I got, I actually got from a recommendation from Chad, who's our other photographer. And these are the Flashpoint Explorer 600s. And these are a strobe. They're about the size of a lunchbox. Mm-hmm. They fit on a light stand, and they have the battery attached to it. They're really compact. They put out a lot of power. These are the strobes that we use when we do headshots. These are the strobes that I use when I shoot weddings, and I want to have the beautiful sunset in the background, but still light people up. And so that way we can see both. They're really good. They're fairly inexpensive. I think I got 2 of them, I want to say for under $1,000. And so I've looked at a lot of different strobes. I've owned a couple of them. These ones I really, really like. They're easy to use, easy to set up, and they give great light. So I think they're the Flashpoint Explorer 600s.
Sure.
The
names and flashes are always so hard to remember.
Yeah.
So mine, I am doing some traveling this year, and I only speak English, and that's unacceptable.
And apparently not that well in some situations.
And I don't speak that well of English as well. That was grammarly incorrect as well.
Grammatically incorrect.
Grammatically, fucking hey. English was my worst subject.
Oh.
But I kept seeing these ads for this app called Babble, where you can learn a language. And it's pretty cool. It's a subscription. I believe it's like $12 a month. But you can pick a language. I'm picking Spanish. And you can set how much time you want each day. But it sends you a little reminder of like, hey, like it's time to practice. And you sit down. For me, it's like 15 minutes a day. And you like practice. It's kind of weird. Like, it's hard to explain. It's not like you just reading the words, right? It'll read it out to you, pronunciate, it listens to you, and it goes, you kind of fucked that up, like, do better. But it's conversational instead of having, like, just reading it from a textbook. Like, you actually get to practice the speech and have it talk back to you. I know there's apps out there. Kyle's mentioned the Google Translate and stuff, but
what was the other well-known program? It was Rosetta Stone.
Rosetta Stone. Yeah, it's kind of like a Rosetta Stone, but on your phone.
Yeah, that's nice.
And like I said, 15 minutes a day, sit down and practice your Spanish, and hopefully I'll be a bilingual speaker by the time I go on my cruise. Can you
tell? That's quick. That's a couple months.
I know.
Can you say something in Spanish?
Not well.
No es bueno.
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Me llamo Tomás. ¿Dónde está la biblioteca?
Yeah, sí.
That's my first year Spanish coming out right now.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for watching this episode of the Whissel Way Podcast. Thanks for holding with us. And hopefully see you next week with a host that can actually speak, unlike the two of us.
Great.
Wait. Before you leave, I want to share some more tips and tricks that we're using in our business to take it to that next level. Just click right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Click right here.